Life isn't fair. We have to understand that. It shouldn't be fair. It's a trial ground, it's a testing ground. It's built to make us harder. It's built to make us as strong as we can, to test us, to drive us. So, mentality is the only thing that gets us through life. I was an underdog. We are all underdogs in life. Even the baddest person in the world should think that way. So you should always have I've never arrived mentality. And the can't hurt me mentality is no matter where you come from, the sewer or wherever you think you're from. When I got out of the sewer, I got to the road and looked around and said, can't hurt me. Nothing should be able to hurt you. If you believe that, it starts to become true. So that's my mind about can't hurt me. I was hurt, man. Like literally, I had to overcome so much those first 26 years of my life. And I still do every day today. You know, it's not over. Nah. But the mentality of can't hurt me is just that. No matter what's in front of you, man, you have to face, you have to confront, you have to overcome and move forward. So this is where I started to develop an indestructible mental toolbox.
Okay.
Which is why the book is titled, Can't Hurt Me. I want people to have that mantra in their life. Take that with you. Take it everywhere you go in life. And if you believe that and you work towards that, callous in your mind, strengthen yourself, can't hurt me is strong. In any situation, like when I was in Buzz, they beat the shit out of you. I'd be the first one to give and say, can't hurt me, motherfucker. And they were beating the hell out of me. But you say that enough to you. False motivation becomes fucking real motivation after a while. Can't hurt me was like a bachelor's degree. It was like the surface level of David Goggins and some things that can help you out. This to me is a master's degree. This book right here takes you to another level of the mind and how you think. And that's why I say this ain't no fucking self-help book. This is what the fuck are you doing with your life book.
Yeah.
And that's why that's so important. What are you doing with your life, man? Why are you sitting around? Why are you waiting for shit to happen? It ain't gonna happen like that. Why are you feeling sorry for yourself? Why are you waiting for that fucking apology that's never gonna fucking come? So all the insecurities I had when I was a kid with my father, I moved into this area here and it just got worse and worse and worse. And it haunted me. And that voice that I talked about, it kept talking louder and louder and louder, but I was doing nothing about it. And I decided to make moves. So I made sure that I wanted to own all of Can't Hurt Me and own all of my own life story. So that's what it really is all about. And my message is always about can't hurt me. Can't hurt me is just about staying true to who you are, staying real. There's so many people that do what I do who are inspirational speakers, motivational speakers, whatever. You put yourself out there like this to be the ultimate leader. People are trying to see what you're talking about and live off of your example. What motivates me now, what keeps me going up every day is you all. People who listen to me, people who follow me, people who trust in me, people who want to be better. I have to live by example. So when it's miserable outside, when I don't want to study, when I don't want to even clean my house, make my bed, I will be a liar like I used to be if I'm telling you something that I'm not doing every single day of my life. I have to live by example. I have to live my life. So I couldn't talk to you all today if I didn't have these here following my run. If I didn't run before I talked to you all, I wouldn't have the motivation or the courage to talk to you all because I would be right now false. And this is what is in every single one of us, because if anybody wants to keep on saying can't hurt me, people forget. They look at me now. They forget the first 125 pages of this sorry ass kid who literally had no self-esteem, who was vulnerable, who was bullied, who was picked on, who lied, who cheated, who used every excuse in the book to get by and slide. They forget that. And all they see is this guy now. So there's a lot of people in this audience and in this world who think they can't because of the limitations they put on themselves. One thing that hurt me a lot was I thought everybody wanted the same thing I wanted. Not everybody wants the same thing you fucking want. Everybody wants to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and beat themselves and find more about themselves and shit like that. And I thought the SEALs did. Most people don't. Yeah. And I thought the SEALs did. I thought that's what, because every book you read, that's what everybody does. So I was hook, line, and sinker. So that mentality that I had, it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, once I realized that not everybody was like this in the community. And I was like, you know what, man? So then I started having chips on my shoulder. I had my own little thing I was doing with a couple guys, working out on my own, doing my own little thing. And when you start doing that stuff and you start to drive yourself away from people, And I was already different as it was. You know, even if I didn't do that, I already came in being very different. Like I tell people, I was a part of the Navy SEAL teams. I wasn't a part of the Brotherhood.
Right.
And
You're not going out and partying.
I'm not going out. No, that's not me. That's never been me, though. Like, if I was in a college, if I was in I couldn't be part of a fraternity, man. I would never join a fraternity, ever. I'm like, hey, fuck you all, man. I got my own going on over here, man. Go fuck yourself. That's me. But all in all, there's not many people who've done some of the things I've done. But I also love accomplishing and overcoming myself every day. Because every day is a battle. Every day is a battle because your mind wants to choose the path of least resistance. Every day. But you don't become better by ever doing that. You become normal. And I don't want to be normal. So it may not be a life for everybody, but I find a lot of peace in not being normal in my life. So who I was this nobody guy. And I created this Goggins. And that Goggins, there's David Goggins and there's Goggins. David Goggins is a calm, cool guy that sits back. Used to be a, weak kid. Now he's just a normal guy. Goggins is a guy that is willing to tape up his legs to go after it. In that book, you read about David Goggins and also Goggins. What I realized in my life is that Goggins is who I love. Goggins is who I created. My dad created David Goggins. I created Goggins. So what's happening with me, and since Can't Hurt Me came out, and since I got on social media, which is why I fucking don't like social media, which is why I'm not on there very much, which is why I give people one time, I have to do me. I have to do me. So people get it fucking twisted, man. I am who I am. What's in that book is me. So now what they see is this guy who's trying to get people to get off their fucking ass. That just happened to happen, man. I didn't set out. When I set out to be a fucking SEAL and set out to go to Ranger School and all this other shit I did and break records, I didn't set out to fucking please motherfuckers.
Right.
I didn't set out to say, hey, pay me now. I got a great fucking story. Fuck that. And I realize now that my life has kind of gotten to a point where people know me, I have followers and whatnot. The biggest depression of my life is you get caught up into helping so many people out, and it's great, and I love that, but you lose yourself in all of that shit. But what the is motivating you in that book? What's motivating you is the fucking stories I'm telling you about what I did in my life. Once I stop living that, I'm no more. So right now in the mirror, I now got back to Goggins. I'm now back to running 100 miles a week. So on that journey, as I started getting more and more into my mind and started realizing that what I'm capable of doing, my mind got stronger. So the pain in my knees, while it sucked, I've been doing it for so long. It was like, it became my new norm. Like, okay, my knees hurt, fuck it. Stop, and I call it like stop feeling sorry for yourself, but you sometimes have to ignore your feelings. And my decision was to be the best person I could. And I basically, a lot of mornings I wake up and say, fuck your feelings. And that doesn't mean like, don't take it literally, your feelings, but sometimes you have to go beyond what you're feeling. And my knees were, but guess what? I wanted to run. So my mentality was animalistic. It was something that it was barbarian type of like mentality. So, but that cost me. Hey man, why do you care? Why do you care so much what people think about you, what you went through? Why are you putting so much on other people and what they may say about you? Like there's some stuff I talk about, that is pretty embarrassing for some people. But stop caring because we all have our. No one like people. It's so funny to me. There be people who are out here commentating about people who are fucking up out here, famous people who are fucking up, and I don't know how they're able to do that. When I guarantee, while your skeletons are not being out there, if I were to open up your fucking door, motherfucker, how are you doing that? So I know that about everybody. Like people love to talk shit about somebody and keep themselves out of it. And so we went through that journey together. And so fuck it. And that's where I gained the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. You talk about that you were kind of, lonely by yourself. I was the same way. And that used to hurt me growing up. Now I thrive in that. That's the only place to be.
A lot of us dream big. You should dream big. Dreaming big is important. Some of us want to be doctors, lawyers, dentists. Some of us want to be in special operations. So you have this big dream. You can see it so clearly, like it's right in front of you. You can go out and touch it. But the thing about it is somewhere, if you dream big enough, somewhere down that journey, that dream becomes a motherfucking nightmare. And what happens in that nightmare, you start to have all these questions. Like, if you want to be in special ops, you may not be a great swimmer. You may just realize that I'm not a great swimmer, I'm not a great runner. You may start to fail tests. And all these questions start to flood your mind. Why am I here? I'm not good enough. Trust me, I know all about the questions. They will flood your mind. If you do not have the answers for them, you will quit. The answers lie in the repetitions. You must not forget the repetitions you put into trying to dominate the craft that you're in today. Always, always embrace the suck, adapt to the suck. So anybody you meet that calls you out of your name, that bullies you, that messes you up, that makes you feel not lifted, they are dealing with something deep-rooted. Yeah, you have to have a tough tone with some people to help them out. There's a difference. You have to be hard. I'm hard on people, but it comes from a good place.
Yeah.
The biggest lesson he taught me was how not to be. And that's why I had to fix what I was. Because insecurities make everybody around you feel like hell. And that's the one thing I did not want anyone to feel like. That's why I judge no one. Tons of whites have called me. Tons of people have hurt me. I judge no one because I know where it comes from. I know you. I was once you. That's why now the place I'm at, you get a get out of jail free card. You need to help yourself. You ain't bullying me, man.
Right, you're fine.
I'm good.
Whatever you throw at you,
I'm good.
Like,
I know what's wrong with you because I was once you.
Right.
So I started to examine people, examine myself, examine my darkness, realizing how I cannot be, but I got it from examining him. Saying I cannot be that. You have to have that mentality of, when I went to Hell Week, I knew I was gonna get broken. I had to have an internal flame in me that could never be, it couldn't be kindling. Kindling, you put the water in the kindling, that is out.
Right. Yeah.
Nah, I had to be a motherfucking tree that is burning hard. It's burning for a long time. And that's what I became, man. So it's not anger. Anger can't sustain you for a long period of time. Because once you get in a situation, trust me, I tried it before. When you get in a real hard situation and you're miserable, that anger is gone. What comes up is real. The real feeling of who you are and where you're at, you don't want to care about them people who made fun of you in high school or your dad beating the fuck out of you. Because now you become selfish. You're like, let's say you're in Hell Week, you're in that cold fucking water, it's 50 degrees, and your balls are in your fucking mouth right now. You're sitting there thinking, oh, dude, like, your mind's not thinking, those kids in high school bullied me or my dad.
Right, that's the least of your worries.
No, you're thinking, so that anger can fuel you for so long. There has to be something so deep in you that drives you. Never forget to train your fucking mind. In life, a lot of us work our fucking ass off trying to get to a better place, a place that makes us feel better about ourselves. Some people want to do ultra races. They're starting to PR during training. Some people want to be a lawyer or a medical student. So they're taking these practice tests and they're crushing the practice tests. But guess what happens? Once you get to the actual event, your mind isn't ready. Your mind's not prepared. You've been studying, you've been training, you've been working out, but your mind's not prepared. Story for you. When I was 19 years old, I was going through the Air Force trying to be a pararescueman. I was doing push-ups, sit-ups, swimming. I was doing all this shit, knocking out of the park. One of the best in the class. But the second an obstacle got in my fucking way, I wasn't prepared for it mentally. I was a beast. All I was doing was I was training a bigger, stronger, faster quitter. You gotta train your fucking mind for all obstacles that might get in your way. Stay hard. People wanna know where I find my strength at, where I get my strength. I get it from a lot of places, but right now, this morning, I'm getting it from There's not a motherfucker that's up. There's not a car, there's not a person. Everybody's in their bed, sleep, dreading that it's a Monday, hate it's a Monday. And I'm loving it. I'm loving that. Where everybody's getting weaker, I'm getting stronger. It's not about the running, the swimming, the push-ups, the sit-ups. It's about what those things do for your mentality. You don't get better on the daggone couch. You get better by coming out here and getting the fuck after it every daggone day.
Can't Hurt Me was, I call it your bachelor's degree. It was the very basic nuts and bolts about how to get the fuck up and stop feeling sorry for yourself. And the funny thing about it is that most people who hear me, they hear me cuss all the time. They hear me cuss, they hear me going off, carry the boats, carry the logs, all this shit. They hear all this hoopla, but they don't understand, man. There's a very, very, very philosophical side of David Goggins. And that's the side that book right there, Never Finished, gives them, is that that's the real me. Like what they see me in a 1-minute video when I'm fucking hyped up. And the whole idea about that 1-minute video is that I'm trying to get you to off the couch. And I don't have 10 to 20 minutes to give you some great philosophy about why we need to get off the couch. I just need to spark your ass off that fucking couch. But when I write these books, I'm able to go deeper. I'm able to grab your attention, hold it, make you sit there and simmer on some of these thoughts. So my whole life is not some big hoopla pep rally. My whole life is about going into the dungeon and going into that fucking area where I can go through all this shit and become a philosopher. I really am a philosopher, man. A philosopher about the mind, about how far we can go. So the more you beat me now, the more I said, you can't hurt me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You can't. So I was now like saying, now I'm really, so now I didn't fall asleep. I wasn't tired. I never got cold. I wanted you to feel horrible now. Now that I see that now you're mad because I rose the level up, and now I see that now you want to beat me harder, now it's on.
Yeah.
So I fed off of that, man. Any man who doesn't feed off of that, question yourself. I started looking for bad.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of trying to find good and stuff, like let's say now, me and you are talking, I would look at you and say, okay, what the f this guy, I'll be waiting. Everything that came out of your mouth, I'd be like, what? I'll be picking you apart, man, thinking, are you judging me? Are you criticizing me? So it was a downward spiral growing up for me. And that learning disability really hurt me also because I basically started copying on everybody's schoolwork. So from 4th grade until my junior year in high school, I cheated. Mm-hmm. And half my life, it's hard to talk about because it's real.
Yeah. Shit happened.
I was a survivor. I found ways to get through situations. What hurt me the most was my expectations of myself were so high. Once I got through all this shit I went through as a kid, and I realized a human being can do so much more, and I want to put myself around these uncommon people, and I was like, it wasn't that for me. I wanted everybody to do what I was doing. So I would get an attitude if all the guys weren't getting up doing a 20-mile ruck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If the guys weren't, getting hard every day. Yeah, they got hard, a lot of them, but I had this different standard. The approach you have to take, at least I took. You take whatever approach you want. The conversation had to be a real, honest conversation. In the accountability mirror, guess what? I was fat. Don't find a kind word to say that, you know what? I've gained some weight. No, you're fat. When I couldn't read, not like, hey, you have a learning disability. No, I cannot read. I have a 4th grade reading level. I'm struggling. And sometimes I call myself stupid. Not in a way to put myself down. So don't take it like, my God, those are so hurtful. Yeah, they're hurtful. It's honest. The conversation has to become an honest conversation of where you're at mentally. Where am I at mentally? I look like shit. I feel like shit. I'm falling behind in school. I'm lazy. My house is a mess. You have to look at what it is and call it what it is. Don't find words to make yourself feel better, because so we hang around people that make us feel better, that tell us what we want to hear, not what we need to hear. And so we stay away from those people. And we stay away from those people, like our internal dialogue becomes that kind, it's okay. It's not okay. So that's where it starts. It starts with that accountability of,
It's not okay anymore. This can no longer be okay. And calling yourself out for exactly what you are and exactly how you need to fix it. That's where it starts. So there's so many things that can hurt me, but the biggest thing that can hurt me is myself. Is allowing my mind to get away from the reality. We build a false reality in our minds. The real reality is the one thing that can, the false reality is the one thing that can hurt you.
Yeah.
The real reality is the one thing you can help and fix yourself. What separates me from a lot of people is they go into a daunting task, and the task is overwhelming. Like when I heard the pull-up record was 4,020 pull-ups, and I was talking about breaking this record, people are like, oh my God. I went right to a pen and paper. They go, what are you doing? I'm doing the math, man. What are you talking about? I'm open-minded to the fact that, okay, if I do 5 pull-ups in a minute for so many hours, I can get so many pull-ups in. How much time do I have to rest? I was breaking the math down. You have to be open-minded to the possibilities that I can do this. Once you shut your mind down to the possibility that it can be achieved, there's no way it can happen. So that's why my eyes and my body light up about things, because I know that if you're in a fight, you have to attack. You have to keep attacking. The enemy has to know he is not going to give up. You must break the soul of whatever the fuck is in front of you. That's what I realized. I was never breaking the soul of anything in front of me. So that's why I came with a thing called Taking Souls in my book. I started to devise ways to break a soul of a human being, of an object, of whatever's in front of me. If you keep on attacking something, nothing wants to stand in front of anything that is relentless. Nothing. You get a wide range of life in just 19 hours. You know, like when you get to like mile 50 in your mind saying, we gotta get out of here, man. And you get to like mile 60, okay, we're feeling good. You have all these highs and lows that you have to manage within this suck fest of 19 hours. And that's what I get from a lot of these different things, that human growth, you know, growth of the mind. Without friction, there is no growth. Without friction, there's no growth.
So we live in if it helps me to help you world, I help you. If you tag 4 people to follow me, I'll give you a gift type of shit. Well, I'm not here to do that. I don't need nothing from you. But what I'm going to do for you is this. If you email me at merrychristmas@davidgoggins.com, when you email me, leave me your phone number. I'm going to give you a call. So the first 100 people that email me, I'll call you up. I'm going to leave a video every day for the next 4 days at different times. And once again, the first 100 people every day, you're going to get a call from me. Leave me your number, email me, Merry Christmas at David Goggins. Stay hard. But that's when I started to develop a different mentality. I started to develop a mentality of, this is where it's at. Where you find out where you're at is when you're at the lowest part of your life. So I started to develop a whole new mindset. Like the lowest part of my life used to make me feel bad. The lowest part of my life now, it actually gives me strength because I know so many people stop. That's where they quit.
Right.
When they get to the sewer of life, versus looking at it saying, oh yeah, motherfucker, now let's see what the fuck is up. Let's see what the fuck is up now. Let's see the millions of men out here in this world. They're not going where I'm willing to go now. This is where people stop. And this is where I started to develop the different mentality is. You want to test my resolve? You want to test my ability to go the distance? You want to see where your life ends and mine begins? That's where that mentality started for me. Because I started saying, man, you always end up in the dungeon. You gotta find strength in that motherfucker where no one else does. I want you to learn that the only way you grow is how to look at yourself and say, okay, like I did. Table longer than this. What the I have to do to get somewhere? There was nothing good on there. Nothing. Yeah, I love playing basketball. I left that out. That's something I love to do. I don't care about that. That didn't make the list. Because the list that I had to live by was the very list that was to get me at this table with you. To talk to you, to the normal human beings I once was, about how you can get somewhere and how it looks. It looks very ugly. There's no fucking passion. There's no fucking motivation. There's no, oh my God, man, no. It's every day of your life just doing. No passion. No discipline, no motivation. All these words, I hate that so many people use these words now because it's watered. someone's sitting in a room by themselves and they figure themselves out and say, God, this is gonna fucking suck. Where's passion when you're 300 pounds? Where's the motivation when you can't read and write? Where is it? So how did this happen? I just fucking did. I just did.
So I'm getting ready to board my plane yesterday, and this NFL football player comes up to me. He goes, Goggins, can I ask you a question? How do you keep that dog mentality? I said, let me ask you a question. When you were younger, what did you want to be? He said, an NFL football player. But once I got there, I lost that dog mentality. He had a finish line in his brain. Guess what? A true dog mentality? I have a dog at home. I can feed that motherfucker all day long. He never gets full. It's not enough you made to the NFL. Be the fucking MVP. It's not enough you ran a 5K. Win a 10K. It's not enough you became a doctor. Be a better doctor. It's not enough you lost 50 pounds. Go out there and do something with it. Guess what? It's 109 out here, but guess what? It's not enough. Stay hard. We're a half mile out, I'm going a half mile back. One thing I found out in life is if you want to get better, do the that no one else wants to do. Do the that no one else is even thinking about doing. Do the that people think is fucking stupid. It makes no sense. Because all you're doing is getting better. I tell you right now, the more things you can do, get outside that zone. That zone is that zone that makes you feel good. The stronger your mind's gonna get. It starts getting used to doing like this. It's not fun. My mind's used to it.
Everything I do in life, it sucks. That's why when I was 300 pounds and 24 years old, it wasn't like I had some big epiphany of, let's just go be a Navy SEAL and let's lose some weight. No, I knew my entire life was gonna be a struggle, which is why I just ignored it. I said, I'm not even trying to jump off into this and learn how to read, how to write, how to memorize, how to become something I am not. But through that process, something happened to me. How my mind is wired now is that everything I do is what I do. Because the focus it takes for me to, like right now, I'm running. I'm not like a great runner. I'm not like injury free. So like my first 20 minutes of the run, I'm limping. I'm literally limping because I've had several knee surgeries and my body was twisted. And so now it's untwisting. So people look at me, oh, it looks like he's limp, like limping when he runs. I am limping when I run. My body's jacked up, so I'm focusing on how to get the best out of a broken body.
First of all, what you guys gotta understand, guys and gals gotta understand, is that I keep it real. I'm not superhuman. I'm definitely not Superman. So when I talk to you all, understand these are the things that I had to tell myself. So, a lot of people come up here and start talking to you and they think they have all the damn answers and they kind of talk down on people. No. I know exactly what it feels like to be lost, to want to quit every day of your life. And that's kind of what created me. So on my bad days, that's where all this taking souls and comes from. So on my bad days, I had to imagine a false reality. So for me, for instance, I was 300 pounds. A lot of you guys know my backstory. And a black kid, I was the only 36th African-American Navy SEAL in over 80 years. So think about this though. Think about how I wanted to quit. I was afraid of the water. My favorite meal was chocolate milkshakes with chocolate donuts. I didn't run, and I was afraid of the water, and I was 300 pounds. And I have a pipe dream of going to go be a Navy SEAL. Every morning I woke up, and I had less than 3 months to lose 106 pounds to get into the Navy. Every morning I woke up, I wanted to quit. During runs, I quit. During my diet, I quit. During swims, I quit. I quit every single day during this 2.5 months. But in the day, what kept me going was I saw a video of 18 men graduating from Navy SEALs training. And all I thought about was, what if my black ass can be up there on that fucking stage one day, and I can pull off this fucking miracle that no one saw. There wasn't no fucking social media. There wasn't no watch David Goggins lose 106 pounds in 2.5 months. There wasn't no, diet plan and shit. No, there was nothing. No one saw it, but I knew it. I saw it. The whole accountability mirror that I talk about and can't hurt me. Every morning I woke up, I had a real conversation with that dirty mirror. And every day, the same answer came back to me. Do you want to be on your deathbed knowing that you could, but you didn't? And so every day I kept saying that. And before I knew it, 2.5 months later, I lost the weight and I was going to Navy SEAL training. A champion, he sits in that corner while all of his people are talking to him. He didn't hear shit. All he's thinking about is, I have to find what I haven't given. It's that mentality that truly separates the champions from the motherfuckers who are just good. Very few things can hurt me. I use the hurt you're trying to put on me, I flip it upside down and use it. You trying to use it for kryptonite? No. It's power pillars for me. I'm using it for strength. I just flip negative into positive, that's all it is. That's what the mentality is all about. My whole thing is a mentality thing. Like I told you the last time I was on the show, I viewed myself as the weakest person on the planet Earth. My goal in life was to, in my mind, believe I'm the hardest man alive. And that's why the whole thing is can't hurt me. That's what it's about. It's about whatever you think you are, you have to make that dream a reality. But that's where the hard part is making that dream reality. That's where the hard work comes. That's where people want to know, how do you keep grinding every day? You have to make those insecurities, those fears. Like when I was 300 pounds, I didn't have any drive. I'm gonna go be a Navy SEAL. What kind of stupid shit is that, 300 pounds? There wasn't like a drive to go be a Navy SEAL. I was an insecure, lying kid, afraid. I had to look in my insecurities and in my fear and find drive in that. We're all looking for passion. Passion's all around you. You have a whole fucking stack of it all around you. It's your insecurities, all that shit. You gotta dive deep in that shit. It's all in there. All the energy and fuel you need is right in yourself. It's all there. You got a lot of stuff to do to overcome. And that's where I found it. I found it right there in my own insecurities. I found drive in my own insecurities. And that's the most powerful thing in the world. When you can find drive in your own doubt, fear, insecurities, you become very unstoppable. I got a question. How do you transform yourself from ordinary? The first thing you gotta do is the exact opposite of everybody else. I own a bulldog. I've owned lots of dogs in my lifetime. I've never seen a dog eat like this. You put the food down, she buries her face in the bowl and attacks it, never looks up. So I was worried about it. So I called the breeder. I asked the breeder, what's up with this? She says, yes. As puppies, there's limited food. So they attack it. They're afraid they won't eat. So I figured she'd outgrow it. 6 years later, she's got her own bowl, refrigerator full of food. But her mentality is the exact same. She acts like there's 20 fucking puppies out there trying to steal her food. When you get that kind of mentality, you'll be successful. To this day, it is for me to become better mentally. How I look has just become I have thousands, hundreds of thousands of miles on this body, running, pull-ups, push-ups, swimming, whatever you want to call it. This body is what it is now. It's from repetition. It's not from studying, hey, if you hold a plank for this long, all that bullshit. I don't care about it. I just do it for my mind.
Right.
I want to continue to harden, because that's the only thing I want. That's what I want. I want to have that mind ready for life. And every time I started running further and further, I go, okay, I got to the 10K. I'm on Boston Marathon time. Because I knew the Boston Marathon was like 3:10:59 for my age. I'm like, hang on a second. And then I started using all this external for motivation. Like, okay, who the can go out here and run 100 miles, no training? Then I'm broken.
Most broken I've been in my life, and now I'm running a marathon. Who could do it? So I started just feeding myself. I get to half the mile. I'm about 30 seconds off the pace. I said, hang on, man, you're Goggins. You can do this shit, man. And I started just feeding myself. You can do this. Before I knew it, man, I got to like the last 6 miles, and I was off the pace, and I just kicked it. And next thing I knew, I did like a 3:08 and change. I was like, and that was like, what the fuck? What have I been leaving on the table?
Right.
I've been leaving so much on the table for pain. And that's when I started like going crazy about the mind. Like, what the hell am I, like, what is up? Like, it opened these different doors of like possibility and like, what is humanly possible? What are we capable of? Like, you know, people, I didn't even know. I was just amazed by what I was able to do by a simple fact of just reasoning and working with pain and pain management. And my mind just kept on growing from there. And it happened in Hell Week. It happened in 100-mile race. It happened here. It started just evolving into what it is now, to where now I'm like, God, dog, man, the mind, we are leaving so much on the table. When people take me, he cusses so much, he sounds crazy. Don't listen to all that, man. Just cut out the bull. Cut the bull. Just get to the weeds of that. You are fucking yourself up by not examining your brain. You're not examining your brain. Message it. That's done. You examine your fucking brain. But it's an overall message to people that we're all, you know, a lot of us are going through a hard time in life. Some people have been bullied. Some people are just stressed out. Some people are insecure. Some people are fat and overweight. And the world puts a lot of this shit in your mind. It's not just you. Yeah, you help it. And my whole thing is about, I had to develop a mindset that was indestructible. I had to armor plate my mind. And it's about what you're saying to yourself, but it also comes with work. So whenever I was getting beat down, physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever I was going through, just saying, you know, I would put, you know, you can't hurt me. Can't hurt me just became a message. I would say to myself. And that's just kind of where it comes from. It takes everything for me to learn a sentence. So when I speak about David Goggins, I can't speak about David Goggins in a way that's just calm and cool. Because when I wake up, I know the journey that it takes for me to find my greatness. And it's hard. Nothing is easy. Nothing just like, oh, I wake up and I just do this or I do that, or it just, you know, I watch people every day go through life and it's so easy. For me to be where I'm at today, it takes every bit of me. So when I speak about it, and as I get going here, you'll start seeing me, the tempo will rise, the passion will come out because I'm back there. I'm doing what I do every day to become a human being. And so nothing is easy. Like running is running. It sucks, but you have a choice to make. Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. So this is what it takes. It takes that misunderstanding of people, and they'll never get it because they were never David Goggins. So that is what it takes for me to do what I do. It may take you something differently. So for me, everything has to be in the studying. Everything has to be into this. Everything has to be, and everywhere I am, it has to be there. Me, focused where I am. Some people know, where's this cold man come from? I'm not trying to be cold. It's the reality of my life. It's the reality of a lot of people's lives. David Goggins, you break records, you do this, you do that. People want to know, how are you able to just be so hard? Because I never turned the fucking thing off. Because once it turns off, I go right back to the David Goggins that is. And that's the guy that I'm constantly fighting every day. While it helps you, it also hurts you to come from darkness. Because why? It's easy for me to sit back and say, you know what? Poopy pants mentality. I want to sit back and let the world take care of me now. And that's what I'm talking about. Don't play sick too long. While my childhood was so messed up, I played sick way too long, and I almost lost tons of opportunities by playing sick. Because it feels good to play sick. My dad beat the shit out of me, man. I couldn't read. I can't read. You know, when I was a junior in high school, I couldn't read. If you live that life, it feels good for people to, oh man, you know, that's just David, man. He's just not real smart, and he had a bad life, and you get a get out of jail free card. That's nice. It sucks doing what I had to do to get here today. That was not fucking fun. That darkness is not, there's nothing that dark to drive me to the place I had to go to become successful. On the flip side of that, if you come from a silver spoon family, you have to realize that. You have to realize there's people out there like David Goggins who had nothing, fucking nothing. And I've had all this opportunity in front of me, and I'm a loser. The conversations are very similar. You have all this opportunity, and you've gone nowhere with it. I'm at the bottom of the barrel, and it could take me a lot longer just to get where you're at for the starting line, to be fair. So yeah, it's just how you look at life.
With success in life comes more haters. Don't make them hurt your feelings. Use them for fuel. Use them for energy. In times of need, put them on the mental Rolodex in your mind. And when you don't want to do shit, roll through your brain. Pull up that motherfucker that you need. That person who said you couldn't do something. Weren't fast enough, good enough, smart enough, whatever the fuck it may be. Use it for energy. Instead of killing them with kindness, torture them with fucking success. In life, we have to continue pushing past the odds. Use everything this world has to give you for fuel. Stay hard.
So this book and what I've done is changing people's lives. So people are excited about that. My God, this book, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, has changed my fucking life. So guess what they do? They share it with their friends.
Yeah.
You have a good, honest product, people can see through bullshit. You have a good, honest product where you have come out in the world and said, look, I'm known as the world's toughest man, but this is the fucking truth about me. People can relate to that. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal. I'm not better than you. Matter of fact, I was way below you. People relate to that. People love that. And then people say, hey, man, I can also do it. It's about mindset. So I would definitely tell them to work on themselves. A lot of us work on ourselves at a surface level. I would tell them to dive deep because we all have demons. We all come from something. So some people know my story. I'm very open about how I came up, how I grew up. And I really detail it really big in my book. It's called Can't Hurt Me. I really detail it big in there about how I came up and also how I developed my mindset. But a lot of us work on surface. You have to work on what really drives you. What are some of your problems in life? Because when you go to the military will definitely expose some of those issues. And they will make you quit. And they will make you start to question why I'm even here. So handle those things before you go in the military. In the military, will kind of fine tune who you are. And for me, it took every bit of focus I could. And I know social media, that's why people love to go on there. Because they want to show you the good side of life. I'm not teaching good side of life. So I had to figure out a way when I came on in 2016 of teaching you what life really is for the majority of us is hell. And so while people love to show you the cars and the house and the vacations, and all that's good, all that's happy, I'm going to show you the side that I know most of you are going through. And people hide very well. I don't want to hide anymore. I hid for 24 years. That's why now I told you, we can talk about whatever you want. Because as human beings, the first thing we have to learn, I also stuttered real bad growing up. So if you hear me stutter every now and then, it's because that was part of my life also. So it's funny, human beings want to show you the best side and they want to hide the worst side. For me, I'm going to teach you how to be vulnerable. Because that's the only way you fix yourself.
Maybe you were a victim of being called fat growing up. Folks make fun of you and maybe you weren't the smartest motherfucker in school. And people came at you for that shit. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's great power in adversity. If you're a victim of any kind, make sure you use that shit to become successful. Don't look for revenge, look for the reckoning. And I guarantee you, all those people who you growing up, you might just be their boss. They'll come looking for a favor. And when they do, you got an option to say okay, or do what I do and say go yourself. Ha! Beware of one thing, motherfucker. Spitting in the wind. That comes back in your face. Stay hard. Look, we're going against everybody. Every body, and it's going to hurt. There's going to be some sleepless nights. There's going to be a lot of doubt, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. When I first joined the military, I got some of the worst advice of all time. That advice was to blend in, don't stand out. Make sure that, you know, if they don't volunteer for anything, don't do any of that, you know, exceeding the expectations, you know, trying to be your best. And that mentality right there is exactly what keeps you at mediocre level. And I call it the blending in mentality. So if I had that mentality, I would have had, you know what, I'm okay at 297 pounds. I'm okay not liking to run, not liking to swim. I'm not going to try to be a SEAL. I'm not going to go to Ranger school. I'm not going to try to, you know, push these limits in ultra races. Your mentality just stays there with the blending in. If you look around the society right now, there's a lot of motherfuckers who are blending in. You can see them. They're blending in. Change your mentality and never blend in. This is the mindset now. The mindset that was here was a different motherfucker. Now this is my mindset. I'm in heaven now. I ran here, I got some water. Guy goes, need a towel? I'm good, dog. I'll just drip dry. I'm looking at you right in your face because I know what I know. I gave every fucking thing I had. Every test you gave me, it hurt. I bled, but I did it. And I know I did it. You know all. You flip that board over, I don't even look at it because I know I did it. Not cocky, I'm not being arrogant to God. I know what I know, that you tested me and I was always with you.
I had a marketing guy get a hold of me the other day. He goes, how in the world do you stay at the top of the list with your book never finished and you don't do any fucking marketing? I go, it's easy. It's because of all you out there who are trying to get better, who are looking for more, who on January 1, 2023, don't give a f. It's just a Sunday to you. It's for you all out there who are starting that new movement, that new woke movement, who are waking up tired of being who are waking up tired of being afraid, who are waking up tired of being a victim. Those of you out there who aren't half-stepping, I appreciate you all. Stay hard. I'm a big believer in doing something that sucks every single day of your life. I believe it's a key component into strengthening your mind. Every day you're trying to find more of what you're capable of. And that's the big question. What are you capable of? Stop doing the things that you do every day. You run every day, go swim. I'm not a big tire flipper, but flipping a tile, one tire for a mile, it'll definitely build something. So I'm all about callousing the mind. It's not about flipping tires. I'm in Las Vegas right now and it's hot as shit. It's not about any of that. But what it is about is a lot of us give total control to life. We don't have any control of it. We just give all control to life. I do this every morning to prepare my mind for what life's gonna throw at me. A healthy body gives you a healthy mind. That's what it's about. So if you go into battle, you wanna go into battle with the right mindset, the right gear. In combat, you wear body armor. But what we do wrong is we don't strengthen our minds. You gotta strengthen your mind. Take control of that. So then when you get out in the real world and they you up, you got protection.